Hello everyone, it's been a while for this game in particular, but welcome to a return to F1 2019 career mode, and we are joining Ferrari. This is technically the 5th season on the channel, but season 6 as you can see, and there's been quite a few driver swaps. So I'm now in Ferrari with Sebastian Vettel, joined mid last year and simulated that season, and McLaren sticking with Hamilton. Now Perez has taken the other seat. You've got Bottas and Sainz and Toro Rosso, Gasly, Norris and Mercedes, and you've got Leclerc in the Haas, and is now joined by Lucas Weber, who's been part of Red Bull since the very first race of season 1. He's moved teams. Big shock, big news for Lucas Weber there. And he's replaced by Lance Stroll in the Red Bull. So this season's going to be quite interesting. Practices look promising for Ferrari, myself and Vettel. And also we've got a helmet change as well. So we've gone sort of like, it's like a Jensen Button Braun 2009 helmet. I thought like a bumblebee design. So yeah. But we're going to head to qualifying. So practice, Vettel topped practice 1 and 2. I topped practice 3. But I feel like it will be closer in qualifying. Hopefully we can fight for pole position. I do feel like numerous drivers can fight for pole really. I think about 5 drivers, like McLaren's, Ferraris and Weber, I feel like. But here we go then for qualifying for the Australian Grand Prix. Let's get into this. For Q1 we're doing the full qualifying format for this season, as you can see, and difficulty 91, only one higher than my usual of 90, so maybe a tad different. But yeah, here we go then for the qualifying with commentary, so hopefully it all goes well. Okay, so let's head into qualifying for the Australian Grand Prix.
We're just about ready to kick off today's qualifying here in Melbourne. It's the Australian Grand Prix. The competition is certainly heating up as we head into today's qualifying. Some impressive times showing up during the previous practice sessions. Anthony Davidson, do you think we can expect a similar level of skill to be showcased during today's qualifier?
Well, I certainly hope so. The competition here is extremely tight, and I think we might see some very close times today. Remember, practice isn't just about fastest lap times though, it's about optimization, it's about ratifying your decisions. No one's going to be sweating small mistakes here and there, but in qualifying that all changes. You need to nail that perfect lap or face the consequences, and believe me, that's a lot of pressure.
Hopefully a lot better. That's right. Maybe this will be a more representative time. As Russell comes out the pit lane, getting into turn 1. Keep a foot flat on that accelerator. Not as smooth, I would say. But we are 2 and a bit tenths up in the first sector alone. Only a 1/10.5 off Weber on this occasion. into, a bit tense off. Middle sector, well, up on our personal best, I should say. Around the final corner, DRS activated, and a run to the line, up to P4. So, safely through, Weber 30 thousandths ahead of Vettel, splitting the Haas drivers. Butler also gets through, and in the knockout it's the two Williams at the back. Renault, bit disappointing there with Hulkenberg. Bottas out in the Toro Rosso, just about. Nando sneaks through, also Butler sneaks through, and Ricciardo in the Racing Point out in Q1. Final couple of corners now, and a dash to the line, foot to the floor. First lap puts us P4, behind Stroll in the Red Bull P3, despite that big wobble. P5 at the moment. I'm going to use Sat, despite the mistake, not too bad of a lap. So we're already in 10, we're already at the cusp, and now we're below, we're in the drop zone, so we're definitely going again. Chickens turn, well, that was a lot better. Because I'm going to spin, a slide I should say, on that occasion. And it's starting to be a bit cloudy around the Melbourne circuit. Nearly 4 tenths up the first sector. Stuck to the curb there on the exit there, sort of compromised.
We have 2 laps of fuel remaining.
Off second now on Perez there, but ultimately still up on my first competitive lap time Q2. So now we dash across the line. Go P9. Second off Perez there. May have to go on a fresh set, because we are on the cusp. This could be bad actually. We're going to have to hope that we stay.
We're 15th in the speed trap, 186.9 miles per hour.
This could be a bit risky for me here. Well, not totally safe. And we don't have time to go out again, so we're going to have to hope for the best. Oh, we've just snuck through in P10. Oh, that was risky to use tyres there, but it did pay off, so we've got fresh tyres. Well, we've got fresh tyres anyway, but extra fresh tyres for Q3. Oh, that was so close. Less than a tenth away from being knocked out in Q2, but we make it through to Q3 and Hamilton. Quarter of a second ahead of Vettel again. Seems strong with the two Ferraris at the moment. Stroll through Q3 in a Red Bull. Wow. Advance to Q3. Here we go then. Oh, Hamilton right behind is also on a lap now. Very close. trying to get some slipstream from me here. It's a little out of shape. I don't like the fact Hamilton's decided to go right behind me here. He's trying to get a slipstream here, but better not try and overtake. Vettel sets the first provisional pole time here, and Hamilton has decided to half spin me round in qualifying.
Be careful with the front wing. You've taken some
What was that? What was that? Has he got a grid penalty for that? What is he doing? That was a weird quality incident there. Perez into the 119s. That's ruined Hamilton's lap and my lap. Is Hamilton going to complete his lap? I don't think he has. Well then. I don't know what he was doing. He just tried to overtake me and we're both on a flying lap. Yeah, I don't know what he's doing. I'm on a flying lap like him. So everyone's starting their final lap of the session. Perez on provisional pole in the 119s. I don't know if Vettel's in the 119s, but he is on the front row. Ferrari 2-3 currently. So we're going to move on now. Here we go for the last lap. 15 seconds left on the clock for the session. And here we go. Only enough fuel for this one lap. Here we go. Qualified is complete. Thousandths down, sector 1. Magnussen goes up to P4. Good lap. Perez extends the advantage. Up front, we're a 10th down. But we should gain that time because we had that little wobble on the first run. Hamilton takes pole. Despite that, we're still going around the final corner now. Up to the line. I think we're about 3/10 up on the down, so they're across the line. I think it's P4.
Excellent lap. We're really
It's
pleased.
P4 in qualifying. It's not going to be enough. Hamilton, well, unless he has the grid penalty, he should take pole, and he does take pole.
Hamilton, Perez, and Sebastian Vettel. Goodbye for now then.
It's McLaren 1-2.
Make sure to join us again for Lights Out tomorrow.
Ferrari 34. Favour P6 in the end for his first quali with Haas. Very close to Vettel, almost on the top 3. But Hamilton has done it. He's set the first pole of season 6, which is technically season 5. Pole position for Hamilton now. Okay, thanks engineer for that. Strategy wise, I would go for the one-stop strategy, but I would rather go on mediums, or I could go long on good long on the softs, possibly. Manage them well. There should be everything ready. The Grand Prix. Yes, so we do have the formation lap. I was going to say, do we have the formation lap? But we do. So here we go, on to the formation lap for the first race of the season.
Everything looks good on the power
Yeah.
unit cycle, so let's concentrate on bringing tyres and brakes up to temperature.
Understood. It'd be interesting to see what the McLarens do. Are they also on a one-stop, and the Haas drivers as well? Seeing Weber and the Haas is still weird. It will be for a while. But supposedly in Ferrari as well. Mercedes on the back foot.
No threat of rain for the time being.
From where they were at first season, but different kettle of fish now. We've got McLaren versus Ferrari, it seems. No bizarre incidents like in quali. Didn't really do much damage at all. But I think in real life that would be a slam dunk penalty for Hamilton. But he got away with it and he keeps pole position, so chaotic qualifying already. Season's first race hasn't quite begun yet. So we could go hard tyre or we could go to the medium on pit stop. Should be a one-stop race. And it's barely anything between the two Ferraris in qualifying. Yeah, so here we go then for the Grand Prix in Australia. Season 6 on the given, but Season 5 in the series. And we've got the inside one. Set to be sunny and cloudy. Sunny race, like sunset, but a bit cloudy for this Grand Prix. Weber directly behind me in his first race for Haas. And here we go for the lights. 29 laps ahead of us. Lights out! And away we go for the Australian Grand Prix. Leclerc, Weber gets a good start to turn 1. We've lost places. Weber has also lost place. Magnussen's been the big gainer here at the start of the race. But Perez has taken the lead at the start. Didn't want to go into the back of Weber there. Weber's had a poor start as well. Magnussen, definitely the big winner. Perez also a big winner, taking the lead of the race. Wobble there. Verstappen having a look now. Oh, we're looking at lap 6, or lap 7 I should say, for the pit stop, right. Copy. Perez leads the Grand Prix. Verstappen might have a look down the inside. No doing on that occasion. Just burning the fuel off at the moment into Rich. already seeing a gap form between myself and Weber. Hitting early could be a benefit for us. Verstappen looking very racy here. But we get a much better exit that time around. Verstappen still might have a little look here. No doing of that. DRS should be activated on this lap. Verstappen is very close now. We'll have a look into the first corner, but we can cover that off easily. And the two Mercedes just right behind him as well. Magnussen's doing a great job holding on to 5th place, but Weber is right behind him, right up his gearbox. So, might ask what Weber's doing for his strategy. He goes down the inside. So he might be on a one stop as well. Weber up into P5 and will now chase after the leading pack. So we should catch up to Magnussen. Verstappen's going to try again. Same place, but we cover him off. And has to back out there. Be vulnerable to Pierre Gasly there in the Mercedes. Yes, they're looking at passing him. Also, Magnussen and Weber fighting with each other. This will help me bring him a bit closer to them. Magnussen gets the place back. Unbelievable. That was brave. Getting back past Lucas Weber. This is halting his progress. Verstappen out of the second range to myself now, fighting with the Mercedes duo. Front left 37%. We will get DRS on Lucas Weber for the first time. We'll pull it away from Verstappen now. He's had to defend for the Mercedes, so he's now falling back from myself. Good for us. We'll get DRS again on Weber. We're close trying to get Vettel for 3rd. Yeah, copy. Might try and undercut these two here. Magnussen locks up, and now we're out on the gearbox of these two. As Norris and the Mercedes has got past Verstappen.
We expect the tyres are getting a bit worn at this point.
Yeah.
You may notice a gradual loss in grip. They should still have a bit left though.
Yeah, the tyres do feel like they're going a little bit, but they're fine. To me, they are. There goes Weber again on Magnussen. He's got around the outside. Oh no, he hasn't. That's compromised his exit. Oh no, I'm going to get DRS because Weber's not got DRS. Weber is now under threat down the inside of Lucas. And we're up into P6. Weber has lost a position. Down into P7.
Good job, nice overtake.
Thanks, Joe. Seem to like that overtake. DRS on Magnussen. Weber cleared him initially, but he's just falling back now. Vettel's now to 4th place. Leclerc's up to 3rd. So we should get DRS on Magnussen for this lap. Weber will also get DRS, but we are catching up to Vettel and the other Haas driver of Leclerc's. I did make a bit of a mistake there. Should still be within a second. Weber is a bit closer to me though. Yeah, copy. We will do soon, yeah. I think we're all struggling on these tyres. 47% is the highest on that front left again, using more of it front left as we go a bit deep. We still get DRS, but making a little error in the final corner. Here comes Weber. He'll try what Verstappen did, but doesn't manage it either. Wheel to wheel, Lucas Weber. Give him space, and we'll just hold on to P6, despite the little error. Yeah, copy. Falling out of DRS now. Weber's going to try it around the outside. Doesn't quite get the move pulled off there. Bit into standard now. Could have had a good run on Magnussen there, but a little error there cost us. So no one hitting at the moment. Weber will get DRS once again. He's choosing the inside line now. Into turn 1. Onto the gravel there. And Lucas Weber does go through in the end. That's a good move. A little off in turn 1. Verstappen has found his way back round the Mercedes. We'll get the DRS on Weber this time. Yeah, I'm struggling in that penultimate corner. If I could go longer, I could try and get a fresh set of mediums on and go aggressive. Pulling away from Verstappen, just hanging on within a second of Weber. On that front left.
Okay, remember to pit this lap.
Negative. Alright, but then Verstappen battling for 8th place. Weber stays out as well. Is it any? Oh, we got. I think is that Leclerc into the pit lane. First of the top runners. Yes, it is Charles Leclerc. First. Oh, he's onto the hard compound. Copy.
1.7 seconds.
I'm going to try and extend to go on medium. Only way to get to Leclerc, who is, I think, a net P3. I think he is who we are racing mainly if we can get. Well, currently we're racing Weber, but you know what I mean. Just gotta keep pushing. All 20 runners still in the Grand Prix. We're on lap 10. So the McLarens are 1 and 2 at the moment. They're dominant at the moment. I think. Oh no, they're both staying out. Weber dives into the pit lane. So it's going to be a bit of an overcut attempt. Front and rear definitely seem to be going off a bit now, but it's manageable. They're going to go for 2 more laps on these tyres. Raikkonen and Verstappen are battling that much that I'm actually still pulling away from them. What's up with Sebastian?
Gap to teammate ahead is 9.4 seconds. They're on old softs. They're in third. The time last lap was a 1 minute 25.2.
So Vettel into the pit lane now.
Sebastian's in for his stop.
He's going on medium. I'm going to go on medium as well. Hamilton's on medium. He's coming out just behind myself here. I'm going to try and play the team game here. Try and give Hamilton a bit of a headache. As Perez continues on. I want to try the undercut on his teammate here. Front left on 70%, 19.7 behind Perez. But to get much better traction. He's going to go for it in that spot again. Give him the space. That was very close. That was so close. I think Hamilton did chip the front wing, but no harm done. I'm going to box this lap. Box. head into the pits. Are they going to change it? No, they're not. They're good. I didn't want them to change it. Oh, we're being held in the pits. Well, Russell was out of the race. A shame for George Russell. Weber goes by. He's on the hard compound, so our race is with Weber here. Try to change the setting, but here we go. So no safety car or anything for Russell's stranded Williams. I think they was quite far ahead though, so I've got a lot of time to make up if we want to catch him. 4.3, okay. Not bad, not bad. That's definitely doable. I can already see him a bit further up the road. I'm not sure if Hamilton got ahead of Perez or not. Yeah, yellow flag. As Russell's stranded car, Hamilton sets the fastest lap, so I think Hamilton has cleared Perez by a long shot. Bit of a bad exit out of the final corner though. 2.9, catching Weber rapidly. He's probably expecting the medium runners to drop off the cliff towards the end of the race. That's our personal best first sector time. Verstappen is back into 8th. Just trying to save some fuel here, because then we can push for a couple laps or so to close the gap. But Magnussen's a long way up the road. To lean, but we are rapidly catching Lucas here.
We're trailing our teammate by 18.6 seconds.
Yeah, Vettel's nearly a pit stop ahead of me here. Must we get a safety car or something? I don't really see myself catching him. We're right on the gearbox now of our good friend Lucas Weber. Oh, I think to lift off there. Yeah, Lucas is struggling. Down the inside of Lucas Weber, and we'll pull off that move nicely done. Oh, he's already vulnerable to Max Verstappen, former teammate. Thank you. Had to get that move done as soon as possible because I know Verstappen will catch him and clear him as well. I think he might get him on this straight. No, he doesn't. That helps me pull away. So we'll try and get Magnussen now. Put it up into Rich and push now, push now. Oh, 14.7 seconds up the road. Verstappen is now up into 7th place. Red Bull's got ahead of the Haas. going to be a tall order to get to Magnussen unless we have a safety car. If we get a safety car, we'll go on softs, 100%. Because we're not going to gain any track position. I think it was a mistake to go on the hard compound tyre. It was the right call, I think, to go on the mediums, which we did. Yeah, Weber's holding up everyone behind. I don't think Weber's going to get far with this now. We're only chipping a couple tenths or so away from Magnussen here at this point. The McLarens are miles ahead. Sort of setting identical times to Magnussen up front.
Magnussen is ahead of you. They're on fresh mediums. Their tyres are 5 laps old. The time last lap was a 1:24.
Well, there's yellow flags. It's Leclerc who's going slowly. Leclerc is out of the race. I don't think there's going to be a safety car though. Leclerc, who's fighting for a podium, is out. And we are up into P5. Break for Charles Leclerc in the Haas.
Okay, clear.
But no safety car or anything. And that will help us move up with a free spot on track. Yeah, I'm not even catching Magnussen. What is this? So we've lost Russell and Leclerc now from this Grand Prix.
Hamilton has the lead.
Yeah, Hamilton leading the race, approaching the Williams in the next lap. I would have thought to lap
The
him.
car ahead is 13.9 seconds.
Yeah, but I don't think I'm going to catch him. Need a miracle. If he drops off big time in terms of pace, then maybe. But I don't think that's going to happen, engineer. Yeah, the gap's 14 seconds, pretty much. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to catch Noel unless we get more retirements from the race up ahead. finish lap.
Gap to teammate ahead is 21.4 seconds. They're on old mediums. They're in third. The time last lap was a 1 minute 24.3.
Yeah, in practice, Ferrari topped all the sessions, but it seems it's going McLaren's way when it counted. Lapping back markers now at this point in the race.
Lucas is sat in P8. The gap is 14.0
Oh,
seconds. They're on
it's just
all
lap.
softs. The time last lap was a 1:27.2.
But it does seem like Ferrari, you've got some work to do for the next upcoming races. Got good pace. The qualifying was good, I think third and fourth, but yeah, race pace we've been nowhere near the McLarens.
We're trailing our teammate by 22.3 seconds.
We're just trading lap times with Magnussen. It has been a difficult start to the race. We didn't get off the line that well, unfortunately. Still about 3 seconds to Verstappen. I think Lucas's race was just ruined for the pit stop strategy. It's not worked out for Haas. It was his debut race for the team in the American outfit. It's not working out for him, which is unfortunate. Onto the main start finish straight now. Yeah, 14.5. Verstappen chipping away a little bit.
Hamilton's out in front.
Oh, I know. And it could have ended disastrous for him and myself when he pitted for fresh tyres, trying to overtake me. It was very close. Slight clip on the front wing. But no harm done at all for either driver, really. I do feel like it will be a quiet race from here on in, but yeah, unless we get some sort of chaos, which would be nice, but just maintaining P5.
The car behind is dropping back by about 0.3 a lap.
Renault's are about to get lapped by Hamilton, the race leader. But I must say, since he got backed by Perez, has pulled away massively. But Magnussen has had a fantastic drive, currently in P4. I'm just praying something happens, I really do. I'm praying that we get a late safety car. Let Verstappen probably saving a bit of energy to then try and catch me with the last laps approaching. He's had battles with Raikkonen and the two Mercedes and myself.
We have 5 laps of fuel remaining.
There's Lucas.
Gap is 23.2 seconds. They're on old hards. The time last lap was a 1 minute 27.5. Our gap to the car in front is 14.8.
I don't know where Lucas is. I don't know if he's still P8 or not.
4.4 seconds.
So yeah, my teammate's whole pit stop ahead of me. That's was unexpected.
Difference is 24.0 seconds. They're on old hards. The time last lap was a 1:27.5.
Maybe should have just gone on a medium like everyone else, and I don't think he would have been struggling like how he is this Grand Prix. The gap is 2 seconds now between myself and Verstappen. Battle for P5. .7, Verstappen's pushing now to try and catch me to take P5. Gonna defend it, of course. Be crucial points. But yes, we'll go back to the drawing board after this race to look at where to improve on the car as well, get all the resource points, as many as possible to improve the car. The car still feels good anyway, but just not as quick as McLaren. They are miles out in front. But we're on term with Haas, but Haas unlucky with mechanical failure for Leclerc and a bad pit stop strategy for Weber, so gained quite a few points on him in the constructors. Should be a comfortable second.
Gap ahead is 15.8 seconds.
And Verstappen is gaining. Perez now sets the fastest lap, 1:23.5 to 24.3. That's my fastest lap. Wow, McLaren are dominant in the league of their own. I can't push any more than this, I really can't. Verstappen may get DRS the next lap that we're on now.
The car behind is gaining on you by 0.5 a lap.
Yeah, I know he's there. I can see him in my mirrors. That's one of the Toro Rossos in 7th. They've had a solid race. Toro Rosso, I think, as it's known in this game. Verstappen now sees us to look and try and get 5th place here. He's 6 tenths behind. He's going to get DRS on this lap. He'll have a few goes, but I'll put it up into Rich to use as much power as possible to stay ahead of the Red Bull. Hamilton takes the fastest lap back from Perez. I'll put it up into Rich now. So here goes Verstappen, not quite close enough. No, I'm staying in Rich because I need to keep ahead of this guy. Verstappen not quite close enough to dive it down the inside. Got 2 laps to defend from him. He's tried early stages in this race and now he's trying in the late stages of this race to get by me. Not quite close enough into turn 1. Didn't need to go defensive, I would say, on that particular occasion. Verstappen again. Not quite.
Gap to car in front is 15.3 seconds.
I don't really care about the gap in front. I'm not going to get to Magnussen. We're trying to back Verstappen up into the corners, try and get a better exit, and we'll have it up into Richard. Verstappen now might have a little look, but he doesn't quite do it. And now we'll use the DRS. Can he get a run this time? Not quite. But it's standard. Got to watch the fuel on this game. So it's been a fantastic day for McLaren. They're heading for a 1-2 finish of the season opener. Other teams will scratch their heads, wonder where can they improve. But Verstappen's got a good run this time. He's going to try it around the outside again. Force him wide. Verstappen has to back out of it. And we have a bit of breathing space now. Verstappen will have to recharge up and have one more go. And put it in the highest fuel mode. Around the final corner, Lewis Hamilton in the McLaren. He's going to win the season opener in season 5. Hamilton wins for McLaren. Wow. What a drive. Takes top spot and earns a well-deserved 25 points. 26 in fact with the fastest lap. Verstappen's not close. Seems we've got him covered as long as we keep it clean into this last sector. Perez second on his debut for McLaren. Vettel third of the Ferrari. A teammate gets a podium. That's good. Emerson, brilliant drive into P4. And we will hold on just about to P5. And Verstappen's going for it across the line. He's got to be on the line. Wow. Verstappen got us on the line. Wow. It's P6.
What do you think it was, Ant, that gave them the edge over the competition today?
I feel like consistency was probably the key today. There's being quick, and then there's being quick lap after lap after lap. If you can do that, you can capitalise on other people's errors without making many of your own. And that's an approach that can push you a long way up the field.
Our drivers are making their way out for the podium celebrations, and it's going to be McLaren picking up the winner's trophy. Congratulations to the entire team for that fantastic performance. Let's have a quick look at how the drivers' standings have changed. Lewis Hamilton takes the lead of the Drivers' Championship. So, Anthony Davidson, who would you rank as your driver of the day?
Carlos Sainz certainly wasn't someone to scoff about. His ability to follow race strategies throughout with pinpoint precision has to be commended.
Let's move on to the constructors. McLaren supplant the previous leaders, taking control of the championship. Well, that was certainly an incredible weekend of racing. Be sure to join myself and Ant for more exciting Formula One action soon.
Lewis Hamilton takes the first win of season 5. This is season 5 for the channel, so I'll try my best to keep saying 5, not 6. But yeah, great drive. Got ahead of Perez after the pit stop. Vettel third, a little distant off Perez and Hamilton. Magnussen, fantastic drive. Verstappen picked me by 4 thousandths of a second. Tricky race, but good haul of points anyway. We're in a comfortable second in the constructors. And the goal I've set is to win at least one championship, either driver or constructor. I mean, as it stands, constructor would be a miracle, but yeah, tricky day for Haas. Faber P13. Leclerc and Russell, the only two to fail to see the checkered flag come the end of the race. Butler only 16th, Hulk was 17th. Renault were way off the pace. Hopefully, round 2 will be a better Grand Prix for Bahrain. See you then, guys. Take care.